Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Ketmia.
Welcome to the This and That Chat.
Welcome, Peter.
Welcome, Ketmia. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been such a long time since I've seen you.
Is that a joke or are you being serious?
Well, that's kind of what people do when they are on a radio show and they're...
Oh, but it's like it's the guest.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Here I go.
My
overthinking
jokes.
everything.
My jokes today have fallen flat. It's been like
They always fall flat. People can go back and see every single episode. Every time you make a joke.
There are people out there who have laughed at my jokes.
Not me, though.
I don't care about you laughing at my jokes.
Literally, you just made a comment about it falling flat because I didn't give you the response you wanted.
But you usually give me a response that I can do something with.
I give you a wah, wah.
At least you gave me something. You just when I said my joke, you just looked at me with disapproving eyes. And I was sad.
I'm sad that we didn't have an episode last week.
I'm sad about that too. But
But we can condense everything into 2 weeks.
It was a crazy, crazy time in our lives.
No, I don't know. I feel like you say that a lot, actually. This is like the third time that you're saying that.
Well, the thing is that sometimes...
And it was holidays and stuff like that. I get that. Or we're on vacation or something.
But we had the kids come down and visit us.
No. The problem is we've done lost our minds.
That too.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. We're
So you can't even speak. You're like spazzing out.
Well,
That's exactly what's happening.
Well, the thing is that I'm thinking a little bit about the stuff that has happened this week, and in the
last 2 weeks.
I know that I personally have...
You're not well.
I have lost connection with my brain.
Thank you. Okay, so 2 things immediately came to my mind, right? You know how they say that couples, after they've been together for a long time, they start syncing up and looking like each other and all that stuff?
Correct.
All right.
Just like dog owners start looking like their dogs.
Okay, totally irrelevant, but okay, sure. But
why is it irrelevant?
Because we're not talking about dogs.
No, I said it's the same,
yes.
Just like...
You know, you're giving me an example of my example.
So?
Oh, my God. Okay, so I thought about that, and there are husbands who have, like, sympathy pains and pangs when women are pregnant.
Right?
Sympathy cravings and all that stuff. It's a phenomenon nobody can really explain, right? Careful you don't disconnect. Oh, Lord.
No, it's still connected. Hello?
Oh, my Lord.
We lost nothing.
Okay.
All I did was I disconnected the headset.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. So, in keeping with that, I was wondering, because I have lost brain cell activity, I wondered if you were having like residual sympathy brain loss activity as well.
My brain loss is my own.
Okay, but then that was the second thing.
Is
it just the level of stress that you're experiencing that? Normally, our lives are not going at the same pace at the same time. So we've been really good about like when one is up, the other one's down. And, you know, you can sort of balance each other out or pick each other up. And this time it's like we're like free falling. And I'm looking over to you and it's like.
Yeah, it's like, yo, this trip is long.
Did you pack a parachute?
Like, it's a work.
Wait, you were supposed to bring the parachute.
Yeah, we have been.
I feel like even people listening right now are like, what are they talking about? They're just talking a lot and saying nothing. That's how I feel like my brain is acting right now.
But if it's someone who has been listening to our chat since the beginning.
Our chatter.
They're like.
They understand it.
They're like, oh, typical. These people and their stories.
So You always say that I'm a special case and it's like a whole other story to live with me, right? I'm
You are
spacey,
spacey.
right? And I feel like I've experienced living with myself, but in like the second person. Is there a
So-
second person?
So how
Wait, is there a second person?
how have you enjoyed living?
Whoa, before we move on. I know of a third person. Is there a second person?
What are you talking about?
You know when they say he spoke in the third person.
Yes.
What is the second person?
He, him, her, she.
You just went through two different things there.
No. It's
Explain
when you speak
first
of,
person.
It's first person
Me.
is I, me, I.
Okay.
Right? That's when, you know.
Second person.
Is when you speak of somebody else. So you're speaking to a
Then
second.
why is the third person back to myself?
You're not speaking to yourself. You're speaking about yourself
Exactly.
in the third person by using your own name. Like
Like
Peter
saying
said.
Ketmia just is like spazzing out right now.
Correct.
Third person. How do you speak about the second person? Give me an example.
Me, I would be saying Ketmia. We are speaking in second person.
So the second person has nothing to do with the first or the third person.
Correct. So the second person says to the first person.
Oh Lord, how have I just discovered this
Hold on.
now?
So
I think you're wrong.
no. So the second person and
don't
the
think
first
this
person
is
walk into the
right.
bar,
No.
and the bartender says, "Hey, why are there only two of you?"
No, why is there only one of you and you're a schizo?
And then you start speaking in the third.
I don't even know. Let's move
While
on from there
breaking-
because I just fell into like a
While
deep pit
breaking
right
the
there.
fourth wall.
And the fourth wall, I do know is like looking at the directly at the camera
And speaking
which is
to
what
the
the office
audience.
did.
Yes.
Right. The second person either doesn't exist or we don't know what the second person is.
I think the second person is just an insignificant. It's like the middle child.
Wow. Wow. You went there.
It's the
I
middle.
don't even know what to say.
The second
right
person
now.
is the middle child
Wow.
of the speaking world.
Dang it. Wow. So, normally, so you said, how have I enjoyed living with myself? It has been completely awful.
Okay. Why?
Completely awful. Because, A, I have felt deep, deep sympathy for you, for what you have to endure with.
Okay.
I feel like there can only be one spacey person in a family. I didn't realize until these last 2 weeks how much
How
I
spacey
depend.
you are?
Forget how spacey I am. I know how spacey I am. Okay, but this family here, this relationship that we have, allows me to live freely without having to hold back the spaciness. Okay, the quirkiness, none of those things.
You're living your best life.
Correct, right? Out there, I have to restrain all of that. In fact, that's already come up in conversation when I've hung out with people outside of school, how they're seeing a different side of me. And it's like, all of a sudden, I'm fully aware that people are watching me. And it's like, well, you got to pump the brakes. So
Why would that change?
because I'm
Is it-
always very aware of how people are reacting, like live in the situation, right? And I know that my personality is a lot for people to take in. Okay? And it's not very well received mostly. When you're too spacey or too quirky, people just don't know how to deal with that.
But
So-
but you're a different type of spacey and quirky.
But I think you may have like a fondness to it that is not really popular.
Well, it's not like I have a choice. I've got 22 years in.
And it's just like, I don't mind being myself. I just don't, I like to give myself to people in small doses. You know? That's how I think about it. So I'm giving myself to people in small doses just because I don't like to make spectacles or anything like that. So it's just like, I know who I am, and I don't have to like show everybody.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
It makes sense.
so I live here freely because this is like there's only one reason, right? Because you are the anchor. You are the person who's always at like 100%. Your brain is like genius level. You're an analyzer. You are just amazing at problem solving. You're all of these things that keep me balanced, keep me grounded is the most important thing, and keep me sane. So, living for the last 2 weeks with myself has been a nightmare because I've had, like, even right now, I'm having a conversation with you and your eyes are unfocused.
But my eyes are. I need to go to the eye doctor. I know you've
Say
told
it
me
loudly.
this. I know you've told me this, but It's there's a glare from the lamp right there. See, look.
Ooh, focus
Do you
again.
see? Yes.
So you're
So-
just like going blind and you're just like, this is
Yes.
how you're driving.
So there's a
The
glare.
sun is in your eyes.
There's a glare from the lamp that's right above you. So I can't focus on you because that exact angle creates strain on my eyes.
True. But your eyes were in dead space, which you just recently found out about, which I can't believe that you didn't know about dead space. But I feel like that's me. Like I'm looking into myself, right?
Hey, I have an idea.
Oh, there you go.
you
Okay,
go.
maybe the hat helps.
There you go.
All right. So, anyway, when I normally count on your brain to be functioning at 100%, it has been as diminished as mine is.
Yes.
And there has been catastrophic incidences that have happened because of it.
Catastrophic.
I would say,
What was catastrophic?
let's talk about the fish. Let's.
Do you have to?
Yes.
Oh my God. I know. Listen, I know that we share stuff, but it's usually your mishaps, not mine.
But that's precisely the point. In fact, I told one of my sisters the story this week, and her exact words were, "You, I understand, but Peter."
Okay.
That was it.
So I'm going to let you tell the story. Okay.
Okay.
And then I will jump in where I need to.
All right. So this last weekend, right? Not this weekend we're in right now, but last weekend, the kids came over. Right?
When you say last weekend,
People don't really know, right?
Oh, well, they're listening it on Tuesday, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes, you would have to say
Yeah, because we record on the weekends.
right. So not this weekend that just passed, the one before.
Right. The one before, the kids came down because their spring break was just starting. So they came down Saturday, Sunday, they left Monday, and then they had the whole week off.
Right.
But when they came down, one of the nights on Sundays, your parents wanted to come over and see them. And the kids wanted to have the fish that we make on the weekends, right? Tati had never had salmon. Your parents wanted to try the salmon. Mike loves fish in general, right? And Nikki was just going to be like, cross your fingers and hope that she wants to eat it because she doesn't eat seafood, right? But we decide, hey, we're going to go get it fresh Sunday morning to go get that fish, and we go to the store together. Now, my mind is in, one of my sisters called this like self-preservation and survival mode. It is only retaining what is necessary to function and whatever is necessary for school. It doesn't have space for anything else.
Right. You were at the start of your finals week.
Oh, yes. That's true. No, because finals was this week.
Which would mean
Which would mean that my final week started when they left.
right. So you were
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the start of your finals
Oh,
week.
okay. Yeah. I had just come off of one, and there was a do or die test on Wednesday. I hate to call it that, but this past Wednesday, if you did not pass that test, you did not pass the class. And if you did not pass that class, you needed to wait 4 months in order for that class to come back around again in the program. And then you lose being with your group. You have to join a new group. And to me, that's unfathomable, right? So the stress of, oh my God, this is coming up was just insane. So my brain has just been, there's just been so many things. My spelling has gone down the drain. And in your own opinion, am I a good speller?
Yes.
Okay. Spelling has never been an issue for me. And all of a sudden, people are saying for me to write time, and I'm writing MITE. Because in my mind, that says time, even though that does not even, that says might. Okay. So crazy. And I find myself doing that a lot. Or having conversations, and then I just can't finish what I'm saying because I lost what I was saying, and I'm trying to like stall to remember. There's nothing there. Also, I was at a stop sign waiting for a long time for it to turn green. There's a problem. I don't want to say this right now, but I'm saying it under the cover of the safety of the podcast. But there were several times when I got home and I had no memory of the drive.
Wonderful.
Yes. I can only imagine that I drove and cars were like crashing behind me and I was just completely oblivious and unaware.
Wonderful.
So that's not good. That's not good. Definitely need more sleep and definitely not do that again. Okay. But if I told you that happened on a good day when I'm not stressed, that's more worrisome, right?
Yes.
So I won't say that I have ever done that. Ever. So.
The fish?
The fish. So, the fish. Hold on. Stalling again. So, Sunday, we go get it. Right? I'm already in a bad place. We go to the store and you say, how much fish do we need to get? And I said, well, let's see. How many of us are there? 5, you said. And I said, ooh, don't forget your parents. 7. And you said 7 pounds of fish then. And I was like, yep. And you were like, that's so much. And I was like, yeah, that is so much, right? 7 pounds? Look at the price, and it's like $11.99 a pound, right? We were prepared to spend the money, but it was like 7 pounds. Dang, right? So it wasn't a price issue. It was just an amount issue that as we're sitting there debating, I come up with a brilliant idea of, hey, we're just going to make more sides, okay, and cut a smaller piece of fish for everybody. So, babe, just ask for 6 pounds and we'll just cut a smaller piece, right? And I'm imagining that, like, if you're holding your hand, like, you know, half of your hand piece per person, right? And you're like, okay, so 6. Yes, 6. And then you turn around.
Yeah. So I tell the guy, I'm like, I like 6 pounds of salmon. And he looks at me and he's like, what? I'm like, 6 pounds of salmon. And he just like, there was like a visible pause. And like a stop. And he's like, okay, hold on. Because I'm thinking he's probably like, this dude's going to clear out my case. So he goes to the back.
Oh, he went to the back.
Yeah, he pulls out a fresh box.
Oh.
And that's where he pulled the salmon from.
Wow. So I leave you. I leave you because I'm going to go get a couple other things, right? So I'm not there thinking about anything. When I come back, he's just handing you this package.
The biggest tray that they have.
Literally, if anyone has shopped like at Costco or like Sam's or Walmart or anything, and you get like the family pack of chicken, okay? Like that.
But
full,
taller.
But wider. I feel like it was as long but wider.
And tall.
It's just full of salmon. And I'm like, whoa, like that looks like way too much fish. And immediately I'm looking at the weight. And sure enough, it's just like
Yeah, it
maybe
was
like
six,
one or two
like,
numbers above.
yeah.
Right? Point one, two, or two above what it's supposed to be. And you're like, look, I saw him weigh it. It's right. And so we just keep walking. But the whole time we're at the store, it's
we
this
just kept
giant piece.
And we kept on looking at each other saying, man, that's a lot of fish.
That's a lot. So I'm thinking maybe maybe they're just really skinny, or maybe, and I looked to see if there was just one long piece, and I can see that there is a long piece, another piece, and another piece tucked underneath. And I'm thinking, what in the world? I was thinking about cutting small things, but like my mind could not understand what it was seeing. It understood that something was wrong, but not what was wrong.
Yeah. And no, and then
Wait, and I'm counting on you. If anyone's gonna catch the mistake, you're gonna catch the
no,
mistake.
and then I look at it and I'm like, $78. And I'm like, was it 78?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right? I'm like, $78, and I'm like, dang. Like, wow. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna eat good tonight. I mean,
It's gonna be good. So we get home, right? And I am going to take them out to like set them for seasoning, right? And when I take this package out again, it's just like, this is so much fish. And I pull out the first fillet, and no lie, to correct me if I'm wrong, from your middle finger to your elbow, there is one fillet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was probably the biggest fillet that there was. And I'm thinking the entire family can eat from this fillet. What in the world? Why are there two more fillets underneath it? Okay. And I say it to you again, like, babe, this is so much fish. And you're agreeing, but you did the math. It's correct. And immediately I'm upset at every single restaurant that we have gone to that says 8 ounces of salmon, and they bring me this little tiny thing where they have been lying to me, because I know Publix is not going to set up their scales to give you more than what you're supposed to pay for. They want to get their money's worth.
Correct.
Okay, so I make that comment out loud of, well, I feel like every restaurant then has lied to us when they've served, when you say 8 ounces of filet, and all of a sudden that's where it clicks for you.
Well, no. So at that point,
because it never clicked for me.
Right. There was still some, like,
Residual.
Like it was still kind of like, I'm trying to figure out what the heck just happened, right? So I'm like, forget it. I'm gonna weigh this thing, and I'm like, this guy must have messed up. We must have gotten like 15 pounds of salmon.
And it is possible.
Right? So we pull out our scale. I put it down. I can't even put the fish, the huge fillet on top of the scale. At this point, I'm thinking 8 ounces per person.
You've always thought 8 ounces per person.
Right. But at this point, now that I'm going to go to the scale, I'm thinking 56 ounces.
Okay.
7 people.
Times 8.
Right. And I'm like, here we go. I put down the first fillet, and the first fillet is 50 ounces. And I look back and I'm like, oh, Starbucks. And I'm like, what? Oh my God.
Because then all of a sudden it clicks. And we always order one pound of salmon.
Right.
8 ounces for each of us.
At this point, it now clicks in my mind, and I'm like, a pound is 16 ounces, not 8 ounces. We only needed 3.5 pounds. So, yeah.
So we took what we needed for the dinner that night, and then we separated and froze the rest of the fish, which we probably have fish for a month.
Yeah. it was, yeah.
But that would have never happened to us before.
No.
At least one of us would have caught the error. The fact that neither of us
No,
caught
and
the
then
error.
no, and then the beautiful thing about it is that we were in doubt the entire time. We kept on looking at each other. We were like, duh, duh, duh,
I mean, I
duh.
feel like that's me all the time, though. That's why I look to you with my puppy eyes and I'm like, yeah. And if you're like, yeah, babe, it's okay. I'm good. Even if I don't get it, I'm good.
Yeah, but even when I said, yeah, it's okay, you were still like, really?
Well, because something in my brain was like trying to get out,
There
but
was,
it just couldn't.
the computation did not happen. We were
So
like,
that's scary to me.
yeah,
Totally
we were
scary.
a blinking little green light on the computer.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So we showed our my in-laws the fish and told them the story. They thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Other people have also laughed at the mishap, but my mom died when I told her the story. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, that was the first time that I was like, hey, Peter's not okay. Secondly,
Are you still going to go?
oh, just let that. Sorry. Secondly, and lastly, when I've been talking to you these last 2 weeks, I know because we've said this on the show. I'm chasing squirrels most of the time. Okay, and once I get going, it's really hard to get me focused again because I'm just like right. But again, you're the one who grounds me. You're the one who like reels me in. So I think I'm just like a happy dog chasing squirrels because I'm in a fenced-in yard. Little did I know that the fence fell over. And I have been running like wildly. Okay. So now I'm having conversations with you and all of a sudden you're like, beep, beep.
Yeah, where am I?
Okay. And it's just been like, whoa,
Hey,
hello.
You just did something.
What?
And I realized that our chat has fixed our Roadrunner problem.
How is that so?
We now are better at conversing with each other and not running each other over. It's almost like there's a stop, like red light, green light.
Symbiosis.
What?
Symbiosis.
Definition, please. I feel like I'm at
coexisting and co-living with someone who's completely opposite of you.
I'm in a spelling bee. Definition. Country of origin.
You know how much we love words. Hold on a second.
Country of origin.
Oh, darling, I think that that's so sweet that you would say that. And perhaps some people would agree, but I actually have a different theory for what you just said.
Okay.
You have fully embraced us talking over each other to the point where now it appears normal to you, even though you have just joined the club.
Interesting thought.
Because I don't feel like anything has changed in the way I communicate with you.
Interesting thought. When I listen to this episode.
Okay. Because I feel like episode specifically, we talked a lot over each other.
Really?
Yes.
So I'm going to be paying more attention to it. So when I listen to it on Tuesday morning with everyone, I'm going to be paying attention.
I'm sorry. I had a thought about me telling you spell symbiosis and you saying.
Oh, hold on. Let me try. Symbiosis. SYMBIOSIS. Symbiosis.
Correct. But I thought you were going to say SYMBiosis. Like you did for.
What did I do that for?
For something about the butt.
Oh, derriere.
Oh, derriere.
DERRIERE.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh my
yes.
Goodness. Oops. That's good times.
But yeah, so just to finish this thought, right? The test on Wednesday was it's funny because Tuesday I stayed behind every single day that I was able to practice, and there's only 2 rooms that you're able to practice in, so, and you need a patient, one of your classmates to stay behind as a patient. And as you know, like I feel like I learn by watching, and I like to see people doing it over and over again. This is why clinicals for me is going to be very different than my first experience with clinicals. Like, I don't think we've ever talked that I actually went to clinicals many years ago with Miami-Dade, right? And literally it was show up, sign your name into a paper, and great, just take a seat in the ER. If somebody comes in, do whatever anybody tells you to do. Okay. No guidance, no direction. I remember that for every single patient that would come in, I would grab gloves to go handle them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy there who, I don't even remember if he was one of the people who was telling me what to do. Okay. Because it wasn't like, hey, come with me, let me teach you what you need to do. It was just,
Come stand around.
go give them this to sign, or, get a Band-Aid or whatever, something like that, right? And he comes over to me and he's like, hey, don't grab gloves. All right. Just, if they're not dirty, just use the gloves on the patients. And I was like, wait, but in school they told us always a new pair of gloves with each person because they could be. And he was like, yeah, that's in school. Here, there's no money for that. And I was shocked.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So here, I'm going to say it so that everyone can hear it. Gloves every time.
Right.
If you don't have the money to do it, that's not my problem.
Correct.
I would be like, I'm not touching the patient at all. Not like, I mean, you could be the cleanest person coming in, but you're at a hospital for a reason. I don't need your cooties on me.
And not only that, but I mean, like, some cooties are visible. Others are not visible at all.
Right.
Infectious
Well,
diseases,
that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, especially now. I could imagine now what it's like.
Well, so funny enough, one of the professors was saying that were it not for COVID, right? People before the attitude, even though there are specific situations where you're supposed to glove up and mask, right? They would only mask if somebody visibly had something that was like a big cough, or maybe they had maybe an infection or something that you could perhaps, with droplets or whatever. And now everyone wears a mask because of COVID. So
Right.
people who are working there are more protected than they used to be before COVID. Even if it's just for the droplets, But I can't imagine touching someone just freehand, like,
Right.
without gloves. So I thought, I don't want to hear anybody tell me, no, conserve your gloves. Use the same gloves that you just touched this patient with. Just use those same gloves for the next patient.
Yep.
Because what am I doing with those gloves? Sticking them in my pockets?
Yeah. Sorry.
No. So,
Sorry.
So, I'm very excited that there's going to be come watch me do it. Learn how to do it first. And then when you're ready, you can comp this and do it yourself. Because I want to, let me see you do it. Let me see you do it again. And then it's like, guide me. And actually, you can tell them, hey, let me do a little bit more. And until you're ready, you can practice as much as you want. But anyway, I learned that way. So it turns out that Tuesday, 90% of the class decides to stay to practice for the comps because, again, it's a do or die test, right? And there isn't really space for me to get in there and work with the machine by myself because it's only 2 rooms and there's so many of them. So I felt like, I personally felt I feel like I know what I need to do, right? And yeah, I would like to have more of that muscle memory and stuff, but there definitely are other people here who've either not gotten to practice or they're not as confident as I feel I am for the test, right? So I ended up just bouncing from room to room, seeing them position and do their stuff, right? And it was crazy because at one point somebody was like, "Hey, you're like the professor going back and forth in the room checking to see if it's good." And what I was looking for was, okay, what are the things that are required of us to do and what is this person missing? So I was looking for mistakes so that when it was my turn to go in on the test, I remembered X, Y, Z needs to be done and all that stuff.
Right.
So
And this again shows your level of genius, because the fact that there's like, you're a student just the same as the others, and they're like looking to you to lead them in getting what's necessary to pass the class.
So I've been thinking about that because you've said that to me privately before, and I was thinking about the movie Catch Me If You Can. Good movie, yeah?
Yes. Why Catch Me If You Can?
Okay, because the reason why he was able to get away with the amount of professions that he said, that he was pilot and doctor and professor and all of these things, right? Was because he exuded confidence. And people tend to flock towards a confident person. Even if you're bullshitting your way through it, sorry for the language. Oopsie.
That is our first.
That was completely unbridled mouth
We
right
just
there.
we've been going for a
I'm
year.
so sorry. I completely forgot
And
we were
never
live.
ever,
Sorry.
never ever
Wow.
has the word shit come out.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
If you got to say it, I get to say it too. Okay.
Wow. that was a malfunction of the brain, but
Mine
okay.
Mine was not a malfunction.
I see that. I
Okay.
see that.
No more.
So-
Family chat.
I forgot what I was saying.
Exudes.
So even if you're BSing your way around stuff, okay, even if that's the case, if you do it like you know what you're doing, people believe you know what you're doing.
Okay.
True or not true?
Yes, but there's a difference.
I'm not saying I'm doing that. I'm saying I feel like they see me very confident.
Because you know what you're doing.
But okay, but like, are you able to understand? Because I feel like in my entire class, there's only one person there who understands when I say that no matter how much everyone else looks at me and says, "Oh, she's got it." One of my sisters said it best. Sue and I talked this week, and she said it best. I understand what you mean, right? Because there's times when people are like, "Oh, you're gonna get 100, you're gonna kill it, I know it," and you're like, "Sheesh, I don't even know if I'm gonna get 50." And I was like, "Yes, exactly."
Yet every single week, there is a pattern, right? That happens.
And I don't know how that
Monday
happens.
comes in, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, so much." Tuesday, I have to remember everything from yesterday and then today. Wednesday come in, you're like, Friday's going to be impossible. Thursday comes in, you're dying. You're like, what in the world? I'm staying till midnight. You're staying up till forever. You're doing, and you're talking to the wall because that's what it looks like you're doing. And like, you're just going absolutely crazy. You wake up at like 4 a.m. on Friday to get to school at 6 to go over everything. And I get a text and you're like, I'm a dead man walking. I'm going into the test. It's going to be horrible. And then I get a call or a text an hour and a half later after you're done with the class or the test or whatever. And you're like, I got a 97. And I'm like, and you're surprised?
And I am surprised.
I don't get it. It's like,
okay, but you
like,
know what?
woman.
I feel like, isn't there something like a healthy dose or sense of fear?
Yes.
I feel like
I'm
if I were to walk into the test every time, like strutting, like, "Oh yeah, I got this. I'm gonna get an A." I feel like I would bomb the test.
I'm not saying for you to go in there and be like
strutting.
But I am saying for you to be confident in the information that you know.
So I wonder if my definition of confidence is the same, but in a darker sort of way, right? Because when I tell you that I'm a dead man walking, going towards my execution, literally everybody around me is like, how can you be so calm? They're literally
Okay.
nervous, jittery energy, and
But
I am
there's
like resigned.
it's the
I'm going to go with
inside.
grace.
It's the inside and the outside. There's two.
But inside, I feel completely dead. Like I have no tremors in my stomach, no butterflies in my chest. There is nothing. There is zero emotion. I'm just like, that's it. Tell me to take out my computer and we're going to go, and that's it. There's
That's
nothing
the
more I can do.
exhaustion.
Maybe that is the exhaustion, because I did tell my sister a story this week about something really sweet that happened. And she said that she had tears in her eyes when I told that story. And she said, and you said it in such a way that it sounded like you were completely emotionless. And I was like, yeah, that was just the exhaustion, because I also felt the tenderness of that moment. But when I was telling it to her, I just was so exhausted. There was like no emotion whatsoever.
You gave it to her like Eeyore.
Dry. No, not like that, but just dry.
You're
completely dry, like the British.
You're like, hun, I love you.
Monotone.
That
Monotone
is
is good.
all I have for you.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Kind of. So.
Anyways, yeah. So we're losing our mind.
That's not good though.
Mm,
So I was writing your
It's-
card, the card that I gave you at the end of every class,
wait,
right?
I'm supposed to talk about the card.
Talk then.
Okay, so for the last 3 months,
Abram. That's not talking. That's babbling. Talk, Abram.
okay. So the last 3 months, I have been getting a
Abram.
card.
Talk.
Stop. So I've been getting a card from Ketmia, just saying thank you. Whatever, just some words to.
You didn't even say the story right. Say like what the top of the card is like.
Hold on a second. I'm not talking about the
okay,
card
sorry.
just yet.
Oh.
For the ones that don't know.
Okay.
So, I think we spoke about the last month's card,
I
right?
think so too, but I can't be sure.
It's in one of the episodes. Anyway, so I've been getting this card, and I look forward to it. It's just Ketmia saying thank you because I'm picking up, some of the slack in the house because she's literally studying until she falls asleep and goes to the bed. And so Friday, April 1st, I come home, and she had just finished her last final. She finished the class with an A, and she was exhausted. She sends me a text. She's like, "I'm gonna take a nap." 4.5 hours later, I walk into the house, and she's like frazzle dazzled. So, 'cause she just woke up. So, anyways, trying to hide the fact that she slept that long.
Wow.
Is it not true?
Wow.
Thank you. Anyways, so I get my card, right? And I had been looking for it, but I didn't find it. And then I did find it in our chairs right before we were going to play some Halo. And I go to start reading it, and the front of the card says, "Thank you." Simple, right? I open it up, and you can see that there's a lot that's been written. But she prefaced it with a little, side note, like asterisks.
Are you just trying to say ass?
No.
Wow.
At the top, and it says, "Thank you, whatever, something," and then she goes, "and thank you for the $100 that I can spend at Hobby Lobby." And I look over at her, and I'm like, way to presume that you're just going to be able to go and spend $100 at Hobby Lobby. And she looks at me and she's like, it says April Fools. And I'm like, yeah, right. You threw that out there hoping that I would say, yeah, go ahead and spend the $100.
Fishing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's called social puppeteering.
No.
Yes, it's playing with my emotions.
No.
Okay? You manipulate me.
Stop it. Wow.
You manipulate me by making me feel
cold, ice-hearted queen over
yes.
here.
Okay? So guess what she gets to do the next day? I'm talking.
Are you going to shortchange your generous spirit?
Yes.
Why?
Because
generous spirit you have?
Because you're conniving.
Stop it.
You're doing it right now. Okay? You can take your compliments and you can shove them in the couch, okay?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Anyways. In your derriere. So, the next day, she goes to, she meets up with some of her classmates to celebrate that they finished the class.
The do or die test.
The do or die test and all the other stuff that's going on, right? And she goes to Hobby Lobby and proceeds to spend. You're looking at me.
Yes, to see what you're going to say.
Oh, I was waiting for you to go ahead and jump in and be like, it was only $35.
No, I wanted to see if you were going to lie.
No, I wanted to hear you say,
okay.
It was only $35.
No, thank you for your generosity.
Go ahead.
I spent $35. I have the change and the receipt for you if you like.
Yeah, hold on a second. There's more to the story.
Oh.
I say to her, why did you only spend $35? Because, I was 100% sure that the $100 were gone.
But that's for me to show you that I don't take advantage of you.
That is such a lie.
That is to show.
No. Hold on. Let me finish the story.
Okay.
I ask, why did you only spend $35? The response, a normal response would be like, oh, I only wanted to, these are the only things I found and whatever. Oh, no. The problem was that she needed to be home by 4:00 because the people who were coming to clean our truck were coming. So she ran out of time at Hobby Lobby. So she only had enough time to spend $35.
Wow.
I
also forgot to say that those are the only things I saw.
Because you ran out of time.
It gets
time? No.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, it gets better.
Do I know this part?
You do.
Okay.
But maybe you just decided to forego the memory of your next comment.
Okay.
So since I only spent $35, can I use the next $65 next weekend?
Wow. But actually, can I give you those $65 and can we do the $100 transaction all over again? But with you this time. Do you want to go together?
I'm working next Saturday.
Oh, no.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the truck keys. when I go to work, I'm going to leave you without a way to get to Hobby Lobby. Because just the fact, I just thought about this right now. The simple fact that you just said to me, can I just give you the $65 and then start the transaction of $100 again? Tells me that you're going to spend $100 next weekend.
I'm just sad I disappointed you. It feels like you wanted me to spend the $100 and I didn't do that. So I just want a second go at it.
No.
No. Okay.
I'm gonna and I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi in the house so you can't get on the internet.
Because if you turn off the Wi-Fi, I can't get to Amazon.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm
Do you
in
want to
trouble.
hear something so funny?
Okay, go.
So I know I get a package every day. And every time a package comes in, I'm so excited. No, I'm wrapping up right now. I'm so excited because I feel like it's Christmas. And it's like, what did I get now? And Mike asked me, Mom, you forget what you ordered? And I was like, yeah, because some things are like on pre-order.
Hey, hold on.
Whoa.
Didn't you order the stuff I needed?
You did?
Were we supposed to go pick it up?
I said that today. I said that today. Yeah.
I kind of needed it for work tomorrow.
Wait a minute. That's actually really... I need to check on that because I never got a text. They always text me when it's ready.
Sorry, that was a side note. We were just talking about life.
See?
Go ahead.
Squirrel.
Go ahead.
Anyway. The end.
You didn't even finish the story.
What was I saying?
I have no idea.
Wow, babe. See, like... Something about Amazon.
Amazon.
Yes.
Package every day. Mom, do you not even know what you ordered?
Yes,
There you
some
go.
things are on like pre-order, on pre-order. And there are times where like I open it up and it's like, it's just the protein shake. You know? But other times it's like a book that was supposed to come out and then I get it and it's more beautiful in real life than it was just on Amazon. And there's an Amazon warehouse opening 10 minutes away from our house. You know what that means?
Your stuff will be here faster.
1 hour delivery. 1 hour.
My money is just flying away.
Stop. That's my allowance.
Your $27?
Yes. People are like, why? Wait.
There's a small problem here. The math. the math doesn't add up. Is it just $27 every time you need to add another $27?
What? I saved my $27 so that it's, I
No,
group
you
it together.
don't.
I group it together.
Yeah, okay.
Just seems like more.
Okay. This concludes this episode because if
This is the one
if we keep
that
on,
we finally broke.
Listen, if I keep on talking, you're gonna assume that you have like $500 to spend.
No, not yet.
Why? What do you mean not yet?
Because it's not my birthday or Christmas or anything.
No.
I'm saying. I'm not asking for that.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll close with this. Next week, we will be celebrating 22 years officially.
Wow. And you remember last year for that, we did our whole story.
Our story. Mm-hmm. So on Friday the 8th, which is just a couple days after this episode comes out, we will officially be married 22 years.
And ready, set, go for year 23.
Ready, set, go for year 23.
You know what I would like to do for next week's episode?
What's that?
Talk about our anniversary and talk about talk to ourselves, future us.
Interesting.
Future anniversary, let's talk to each other at 25 years, at 30, at 40, at 50.
50?
50 years.
50? That would make me 70?
No, what are you talking about?
Almost 70.
It would make you 68.
Something like that.
Not 70 just yet. Your parents are around that age.
Oh, so you can count when it counts for years, but not for money.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What now? 70?
I said, yeah.
You round up generosity.
Here. Okay. I need to stop. This thing's going to round up way too much.
Oh, my. All right.
All right. Thank you guys for
Ouch.
joining us this week as we share more and more of just the silliness
How
that is.
unhinged we've become.
Yes, we are. We have become very unhinged. So, hope you guys enjoyed our conversation this week. And we will be back next week with, I guess, some Back to the Future type stuff.
Ooh. I even like that as a title.
Okay.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future type
Back
stuff.
To the Future. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. If you have a friend or an acquaintance or a neighbor
Or an enemy.
Or an enemy.
Pretty much anyone is accepted.
Yeah. Whether you like our chat or not, I'm hoping you like it. If you don't like our chat, then you can share it with your enemy.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's amazing.
And if you like our chat, share it with a friend.
Plan.
I'm a genius.
Wow. Everyone wins.
Everyone
you
wins.
win. We win. Everyone wins. Goodbye now.
Goodbye now. See you guys next week.